Welcome to another edition of Courtside with Freddy Heredia, RealSportsLive.com. Real Sports Live Southwest, as we're live from the 2018 The Process Summer Basketball Camp presented by the coaching staff at CC Wynn High School in Eagle Pass, Texas, the home of the Silver and Black Maverick Nation. Coach Paulo Valero, the newly position head coach, as far as getting the position of the starting head coach at CC Wynn High School after having a successful season with the girls and going into the playoffs, giving CC Wynn and Eagle Pass some history as they get a girls team into the playoffs. And we're live courtside with Freddy Heredia alongside Coach John Byrne. Coach Byrne coached 12 seasons with Eagle Pass High. He came to us from New York. And
Page University.
He collegiate-wise, he coached, so he has a lot of experience. Some of his kids that he coached, Michael Villarreal, the point guard, when he was at CC Wynn High School, when back then it was still Eagle Pass High School, where CC Wynn High School was the 11 and 12 campus, and the 9 and 10 was Eagle Pass High. Coach Valero was also a part of that program too. So, Coach, now that we have you here, you now being an administrator, but going out to the basketball games and seeing these two guys, Paulo Valero and Mike, be successful in coaching, what does that do for you as far as know that you were able to be a difference maker in their life?
Well, I mean, it's just like being a coach and a player succeeds, or a teacher and one of your students succeed. You always hope that what you do has an impact on somebody. I mean, you're not going to touch them all, but if you touch a few, it gives you a warm feeling inside. But then when they follow in your footsteps and they come and seek you out all the time with phone calls or text messages. I mean, I'm an old man now. I like going to bed, and they keep me awake all night with questions, and then they want to come by the house when they're in town, and they want to talk, and it's like, wow, this is amazing. Yeah,
Coach, I know that Michael Villarreal was your point guard. I believe he was your point guard at CC Wynn High. So this is his stomping grounds here at this gymnasium before they became the CC Wynn campus. Or 5A school. That was still one big 6A school back in 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, when did they switch to the two high schools? 2009.
We're in year 12 or 12 of the split already, so you do the math, Freddy.
Yeah, it's 12.
2006,
okay.
I think.
Yeah,
we
2006
split.
You split. Yeah.
And
so
Mike and those guys, Mike graduated in 2004, I believe. Paulo in 2003.
And this process, the way Coach Valero approaches this camp, and this camp is a week-long camp. It started yesterday, and it's going to continue all week. He's got it from 8 to 12, but he's got different sections. He got different coaches doing the fundamentals. He believes in fundamentals, and of course, you had a chance to talk to the group earlier before we got on the air. What is it about Coach Valero and similarities as far as what he's taken from you in the coaching ranks, and did you have some sort of a process like any other coach?
I mean, everybody has their system, Freddie. Everybody has their philosophy, if you will, or their preferred style of play. What needs to be done is what Paulo is doing, which he took from me. When you're not at a place where you can just walk out on the field or the court and be better than your opponent, you have to do other things. You have to be able to understand the game so you can put your team in a position to be successful. But you also have to teach it in such a way to where kids learn the little pieces, the little fundamentals, how to correctly move their feet, how to correctly place the ball in their hands. In baseball, how to throw it from your shoulder and out of your ear as opposed to sidearm. All that, the things that are going to make a difference when you're playing against better teams. That's what puts you in a position to still be successful.
Exactly. And we, just some notables. Chris Paredes He went to Sonora, Arizona. He was ninth leading scorer in the nation, and of course, he's CC Wynn High School all-time leading scorer. He coaches for the Nike Phenom out of the. He was also playing with the Laredo Swarm. I believe that's the like the minor league down in the Laredo area. Frank Lopez was here earlier. Frank Rios. Actually, no, Lopez is here, I believe.
That's Frank Rios.
Yeah, Frank Rios. Okay, Frank Rios is
his
here.
older brother Greg played for me.
Got it. So Frank Rios is an assistant basketball coach at Alice High School. I mean, all these kids, like you said, everybody has come up through the program and been successful. Of course, Paulo Valero led the Lady Mavericks to their first ever playoff berth. We have Juan Castilla, who was the team MVP this year. First team All-District, back-to-back seasons. He was a shooter. I mean, he's a lights-out shooter. Yeah. I don't know if you got a chance to see some of the.
I saw them play I saw them when they played us this past
Eagle Pass,
year.
yeah.
And then I went and saw them one other time. I forget who it was against. It was near the end of the clue. I think it was like their last game of the year.
Yeah, I believe they played Uvalde, I think, here at home. I think they needed that one to get into the playoffs. But Michael Villarreal, a 2004 district MVP, current assistant basketball coach at West High School. Very successful, even in baseball. He coaches baseball also. He was at Scurry and Edgewood. So he's moved around the 2A, 3A ranks down in that West or in that East Texas.
He's been outside of the Waco area, between Waco and Dallas, since in the last 5 years, anyhow, 6 years. We would like to see if we can get him back here to do some stuff, but he's got to come back when he's ready and when there's a position available. Yeah.
Now with Coach Valero, he led the Lady Mavericks to a successful season, playoff berth, and then of course the head basketball coach at CC Wynn for the boys side, JT Sanchez. He was ready to hang him up. He retired from the coaching ranks after 20-odd some years, 30-odd some years.
He's worked for the district a long time.
Yeah, he's worked for the district. He's a great person, a great coach. He just this year he had some injuries. He had some things that didn't go their way, and the team could have, if they had one of their players that did not play. I think it would have been a different season for him. But him being a successful coach on the girls' side, would it translate to the boys' side, and would it be any different, Coach, you think?
My first coaching job, my first head coaching job, which was my first coaching job, was coaching women on the college level. Coaching females is unique. Usually, and I don't want to sound typical, but usually the boys or the males have some sort of background knowledge about the game. With the girls, they're like a chalkboard. You can just draw on their brains, and they're going to soak in everything that you give them because it's all new to them, and it's really a unique situation. So with Paulo walking in there this year with all his energy and all his enthusiasm and his knowledge of the game and all the various things, especially defensively, he likes to try to do. It was good because it was all new to them. They bought into it, and they believed in him. If he can do that on the boys' side and have them, first of all, trust him and believe in what he's doing for them, he's going to be all right.
Again, the way he named his camp, the process. It is a process when you in any sport, baseball, football, basketball, and anything. And he's a part of that model that they have already with the CC Wynn football program, and what Coach Villaseñor has built here at CC Wynn for 5-6 years.
Yeah, it's like the title. It is a process. Coach V didn't walk in here in year one and light the world on fire.
Yeah,
it took him 3 or 4 years to finally put the system, the style, the dedication, the discipline, and all that good, the dedication, all that good stuff into the kids and into the program, to where they go to playoffs 2 years in a row now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like I said, unless you're at one of the top 5 programs in the state of Texas in any sport. You're not just going to walk out there and be better than everybody and win. Everybody is just like we are.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Coach, as far as you, when you came into to Eagle Pass, of course, coming from us from the collegiate level and coming down, your process was also, you had your way of doing things, as they are showing the campers here. The camp is for ages or 3rd graders through 6th grade, and right now they're doing some dribbling drills, diagonal, in and out cones, doing the things of transferring ball from one side to your right hand to the left hand. So that's what they're doing right now. Coach Torres is on the court. Coach Michael. They also have other coaches that are helping out. I'm looking at everybody that because he basically brought a lot of people back to help him with this camp. I mean, you're talking about kids 3rd grade through 6th grade. They're from 8:30 or 8 to 12:30 at CC Wynn High School at the main gym. There's still I think spots available, as you see. Young man Juan Castilla right now showing the campers the drill that they're going to run here. And there's 2 groups. There's the small group over in the far side of the court, and of course you got the coaches they're doing the camp, also very involved. They're very enthusiastic about the things. Coach, you walking in here and you mentioned into the group that it's fun watching kids on their summer break come in and do work.
Without a doubt, in the cell phone and video game society that we live in, and especially down here in deep South Texas where it's 190 degrees walking outside, it's awfully difficult to go outside and do the things that I used to do when I was a kid back east, because about 60 degrees cooler.
Yeah, exactly.
But to have a facility opened up to them and people willing to come and work with them, and you can look around this gym, everybody's got a smile on their faces, nobody's standing around doing nothing. They're all active with the kids, and that's going to impact these kids down the line. They're going to have a positive experience from this, and they're going to want more. So
yeah.
I mean, it's a good stepping stone. And going back to what you said about Paulo bringing in people from here to come work the camp, these kids either know these people that are working here, or they know their cousins or their families. So there's the bond that grows. So when they get to the junior highs in 7th grade, they start seeing familiar faces. It makes a difference as part of that process.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Coach Byrne as we are courtside with Freddy Heredia, alongside Coach John Byrne, administrator of Eagle Pass High School, also a coach for many, many years. I've talked to him several times, but about things. But we'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Freddy Heredia at RealSportsLive.com.
Guard the inbound play. A lot for Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard. Counting and a win. And a win. Ryan Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go nuts. And why not? Perez finishes the game with 23 points. Wow. It's a buzzer beater with a half a second to go. The shot counts. The Warriors win, and they're making it to the regional finals.
Wow.
Fans, it's Joe Bowling here with Real Sports Live. Want to make sure you catch all the games right here on Real Sports, and we're broadcasting on several platforms, on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, on Roku Television, on Apple TV, and on the website, realsportslive.com. It's all the sporting action you can ever want, and it's right here on Real Sports.
Anything to do with your favorite teams, then Sports Fans on 111 East Jackson in Harlingen is the stop to make. Fully licensed pro and college team collectibles and an assortment that grows each and every day.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Xavier. This is Sarge, and we're the owners of King Cuts Barbershop, and this is the King Cuts crew.
Welcome to King Cuts.
We specialize in all kinds of men's cuts and hair designs. Keep yourself groomed. We'll take care of the rest. King Cuts, where fresh cuts are served daily.
Business owners, get your message out, whether it's on the platforms of Valley TV and Rio Sports Live combined. That means you get exposure 24 hours a day throughout the year and during live broadcasts at an affordable price just for you. You can't do better than this. We've got great numbers. They're growing every day across the Rio Grande Valley, into Corpus Christi, into Laredo, into South San Antonio. Your business, not as a sponsor, but as an advertiser, getting direct results. Again, it's Rio Sports Live and Valley TV, a great team bringing you great coverage.
And we're back live to the Courtside with Freddy Heredia and Coach John Byrne. The process, 2018 summer basketball camp, as you guys can see, there's some campers going through some drills right now. What do you call this one, Coach? What do you call this drill that you have out here?
It's just a ball handling drill to work on change of direction, shifting your speed, keeping your balance, not crossing it over in front of you, but protecting it low and hard, and all the little pieces that need to be put into place as opposed to just running the drill. You see the coaches out here, they're actually, giving the kids pointers on how to plant their foot and change directions and swing their hips, all that stuff.
There you go. Coach, new school year is right around the corner. I know everybody we just finished, and congratulations to the class of 2018 of both high schools, CC Wynn High School graduates 2018, and of course Eagle Pass High School. And Coach, redistrict or realignment happened this year. For Eagle Pass, they now have Laredo Nixon, and they dropped Southwest and South San. But CC Wynn now picks up Harlan, Southwest Legacy. What are your thoughts, quick thoughts of what the redistricting is, or the realignment for both schools?
Well, as far as we're concerned at Eagle Pass High School, we're always going to be aligned with United ISD. There's us in Del Rio. There's no other place for UIL to send us. LISD, they can't send them anywhere because there's 4 of them. So we're matched pretty good. And what happens every 2 years is, depending on who's grown and who's shrunk,
the enrollment,
a new team will show up. Like this year, we're going to lose Southwest and South San. They're staying. Well, Southwest ISD, it's going to have 2 high schools in both on the 5A level. South San stayed 6A, but they're staying up there in the SEC of high school football, which is good for us. And we're actually bringing in 2 schools. We're bringing in Nixon, whose enrollment went back up to the 6A level from Laredo ISD. And we're also bringing in Early College High School from down in Laredo ISD. They're only going to be participating, if I'm not mistaken, in just tennis, golf, and cross country.
Oh, okay.
No team sports there. It's just individual
sports, and that's a good thing for Coach Gonzalez, Coach Gonzalez down there. Of course, taking the cross country girls to their first state appearance as far as team wise this past season. And they already started their off season. They've been successful. So, does it take, Coach, in the last question, but does it take, this is the type of dedication that it takes, Coach, for programs to be successful, doing the spring stuff, doing the summer stuff, and doing that extra?
Without a doubt. I mean, if you look at the sport that we're talking about now, basketball, if you're just a October to February player, that's all you're ever going to be. You'll start the season and you'll end the season.
Got it.
It's just like any other sport. You have to have the ability and the want to continue to play and continue to do the stuff when nobody's watching.
Yeah.
The great ones, you don't see them in the gym for 4 hours by themselves putting up shots. And if you look around here, you hope what gets instilled in these young kids is the love or the understanding at the minimum of practice.
Yeah.
And improving your skill level. I mean, my era was Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Every summer, every off season, they picked one thing that they were going to get better
at, yeah.
And whether it would be their stamina, their strength, or Bird one year played the entire summer left-handed.
Yeah, wow.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, when because he was a predominantly right-handed shooter but when you do that, when you go and make your other side, now it makes you a more deadly person to guard and defend.
And that's all sports. In this town here, in baseball and softball, those kids are playing 24/7, just like your son.
Yeah.
I mean, you're all over the place in the summertime with your son Eric. That's the commitment that needs to take place, regardless of your skill level and regardless of if you're going to have the ability to play at the next level. I mean, to participate in organized athletics, especially when you get to the high school level, you have to want to be able to compete.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to compete, then you don't practice.
If
you
you
want to compete, you're going to get better.
That competitiveness inside you has to come out at that level, at the high school level,
exactly.
Because that's going to translate. Of course, right now, College World Series, Omaha. I know Mikey. We got Texas Tech. Texas Tech. We got UT. We got some good matchups. Arkansas is there. We saw some good baseball last night. Walk-off win for Florida.
Auburn came back?
Yeah, Auburn.
I didn't see the end of that one.
It was 2-2 in the 11th. In the bottom of the 11th, Florida took them yard first. I think it was a 2-1 pitch, and actually the right fielder had it in his hand, and it came off his glove. And
wow.
So, thank you, Coach, for joining us. We won't even touch the NBA. We won't, because that's a whole nother conversation. But thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for coming out and talking to the kids at the camp and giving them that message. It's always great for administrators and for the kids to know, hey, I was once a coach. Just because I'm an assistant principal doesn't mean that I'm not human, because that principals get a bad rap.
They call it the dark side for a reason.
So that's Coach John Byrne. We'll be back with more after this.
Thanks, Fred.
No, thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. And we'll be back with more Courtside with Freddy Heredia on RealSportsLive.com. We're back we're back live courtside with Freddy there. Now we got alongside Michael Villarreal, and just you can just go up, coach. And as they're going through another, they got two groups, and we're at the 2018 summer basketball camp. The process brought to you by Coach Valero and the basketball program here at CC Wynn High School. Thundering Mavericks. We're in the gymnasium where Coach Michael Villarreal, actually, this is his old stomping grounds back in 2001 to 2004. And Coach Villarreal, of course, he's coming from us. This is his stomping grounds, but he is at West High School. That's in the greater
Syntex
area, which is the Dallas-Fort Worth area, right?
Yes, West High School is about 12 to 15 miles north of Waco, right on the interstate, right off of 35.
There you go. So Michael Villarreal, 2004 district MVP, assistant coach for West High School. He was also at Scurry and Edgewood. We just talked to your head coach, Coach Byrne, and we had some conversation about what he felt like and what his feelings were, knowing that he coached Valero, he coached you, he coached Rios, I believe, and them coming back and being a coach, becoming a coach, and what it meant to him, and what how blessed he is to have planted that coaching seed in somebody else to want to. And give us your thoughts, Mike.
With in regards with Coach Byrne, I can't thank him enough for what he did for me and the decision he made in giving me the opportunity to play 4 years of high school varsity basketball at the classification that we were at the time, 5A, and moving on to 6A now. But he saw something in me. Don't know what it was, but he went with it. His gut told him to give me that opportunity, and now I'm forever grateful. I was about 8 years old and watching TV, or watch Duke basketball play, and watch Coach Krzyzewski roam the sideline, and just staring at the TV, television, and saying that's something I want to get into. And I knew very early that I wanted to get into the coaching profession. So now that even though I'm not at home here in Eagle Pass, and like I said, I'm out there in the Syntex and in Waco area, knowing that Paulo Valero has taken over the program, he told me and called me up and said if I'd come over this way, and I said absolutely.
Help with the camp.
Help with the camp. I said absolutely, no problem. It's about time to start paying it forward. Everything that was bestowed upon us, between all the other coaches like Coach Byrne.
Yeah. Now with this, they're doing a shooting drill right now. And you have your group. Of course, you got you're roaming around with different groups. There's 3 different groups. We got boys and girls. This camp started on Monday, yesterday, at 8 in the morning. So how is it coming in at 8 o'clock in the morning and talking to these kids, to these young kids, and you're with them 4 hours from 8 to 12:30, and showing them the skills that you were taught, the fundamentals, because that's what it all boils down in, and that's what Coach Valero wants to preach to everybody that comes through this process.
First and foremost, the first thing you got to do is match the energy level of these kids. I mean, they're only a few days out of school, but I mean, their battery's always charged up and ready to go, which is something that's awesome. Take us back to my days, and I couldn't wait for the summer program to begin. Monday to Thursday, 8 to 12, get in the gym, be a gym rat, learn anything and everything that I possibly could, be a sponge and soak everything up. We have, like I said, right now we currently have our elbow shooting contest right now, and I can just basically in my own head hear Coach Byrne screaming and shouting at me about the fundamentals, about the footwork, and
getting your feet set, getting
squared up, getting square, follow through, and just the basic principles that go in with the shot, but being able to understand that you're going from one side of the floor to the other side, that the footwork is different, and it's just the little nuances of the sport that gets me to. I love camp season every summer.
Yeah, we got some Facebook people on Facebook asking where the camp is at. We're at the CC Win main gymnasium, the Silver and Black Attack, the Maverick Nation. I mean, it's plastered all over the place. Win the day, the process, trust the process. It is a $60 fee. There is still room for campers. It is all week long. It's till Friday. So they still have 3 more days to come to the camp. They had some more registrations in the morning, so make sure you guys come out. Doors open right at about 7:45, 8 o'clock, and they're ready to rock and roll and teach your youngins what it is to play basketball and the fundamentals. We got some other kids here. You got to work alongside Sylvie Salazar, who she was the 2018 team MVP, first team all district. She was a senior. She was a catalyst for the CC Win Lady Mavericks in their quest for the playoffs. They made the playoffs first ever in school history. We got a girl right now shooting right here in this contest here. But it's open for boys and girls, and what is it, a minute or no, it's 30 seconds?
30 seconds on the clock with the elbow contest that we got going on. And like I said, we're just kind of working on catch and shoot and moving and getting up as many shots as we possibly can, of course. And we have a mini group, 2 mini groups going right now, or 1 mini group right now, and 2 of the older kids going right now. Come out. Like I said, we still have plenty of room. First year for Coach Valero. I mean, it's a pretty good camp. We have a good turnout. And going back to Coach Salazar, like I said, yesterday was the first time that I had met her in person. Everything else I had heard from Coach Valero, and I asked, so you were pretty much the main cog of the Lady Maverick defense, and she just said pretty much goes, oh yeah. So it was kind of one of those things that you can only imagine the kind of confidence and basically swagger and that she would play with, and or that Coach Valero instilled in the girls that allowed them to make that historic run that they had last year, and that's kind of what we wanted to trying to also instill a little bit of that along with some fundamentals and footwork and everything. But we're also trying to get these kids to kind of develop some of that little swagger and confidence in sports and athletics and just in everything and being social, because there's nothing better than when you watch these young kids that right now go through the camps, and then this year leads to next year they're in attendance as well, leads to the third year they're in attendance, and then before you know it they're entering 7th grade. They're in their feeder program, and then before you know it they're like Miss Salazar, the senior, and she's a mainstay of the defense and just one of the pivotal roles at the varsity level. The whole full circle development is just awesome, and that's pretty much one of the reasons why you become a coach, you become an educator. You want to see that development, and when it comes all the way into fruition, it's just amazing, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and like you just finished touching bases on the feeder programs. The Memorial Junior High and Eagle Pass High. As the 30 seconds here, this young man had a streak right there, about 4 or 5 in a row, setting his feet. And we have a young man that we know coming up next. I don't have my camera operator, so the camera's just kind of getting everything on a broad spectrum. But we're live courtside from the Eagle Pass CC Win main gymnasium here at the CC Win High School, the home of the Thundering Mavericks, the Silver and Black Attack, and we have Coach Michael Villarreal. Coach, how is it that you get involved with coaching and get involved with, of course, you're involved with other things. You played basketball in high school. You played baseball in high school. I'm not sure. Did you? I don't think you played varsity or football. Did you?
No, sir. I went up to my freshman year. Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I don't.
Some of you football coaches listening, I'm sorry.
We got Juan Castilla here close to us too, and he was a an integral part in the boys Maverick program. Of course, his sidekick was not able to finish the season, and that 1-2 punch that they had here before his teammate, didn't finish the score, but they were a good 1-2 punch, and but he kept the whole year, and I got Real Sports Live got an opportunity to catch and stream some of their games against Uvalde, and so he's had some good games. And quick question on Coach Valero, going from the girls' side, now going to the boys' side. Transition into coaching one way to coaching another. Yes, he's very enthusiastic. He's very out there. He's one of those type of coaches that he's a coach that wants 110% because he gives you 110%. He doesn't stop coaching. Is that something that could translate into a successful boys basketball season like he had with the girls last year?
In my mind, there's no doubt that that's what's going to happen with this program. And kind of like going back to the question that you said is what gets me coming up here in the morning and is that energy level with the kids. Well, because they demand that from us, the energy level of the kids. Well, going to Coach Valero and his being is taking over the basketball program, he's about to demand the effort, and he's about to demand the execution. He's about to demand the energy. He's about to the demand level of the program is about to be lifted, and these guys coming through the system now and coming through the feeder program and coming through and eventually into the varsity teams and the high school are about to get a little bit of eye-opening experience because
he's expecting more. The expectation
is going to be up, and then also he's going to put the work in. I mean, went over to his house yesterday, and we're breaking down already some film. I mean, he has started as of even when he found out that he was probably going to be the next coach. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that he's already started. So, like I said, it's all part of the process, and that Maverick Nation has taken on the mantra here with Coach Villaseñor as well from the athletic and the football side of it.
Mm-hmm.
It just feeds and it just gravitates to the other programs. So there's no doubt in my mind that before long, you're going to have him, Coach Valero, be the guy on the sideline that breaks the boys' playoff drought of boys basketball. So couldn't have been more happier for him. I followed pretty much the entire season on the girls' side last year, and when I saw it come across, the social media wire that he had finished, his girls and him and the rest of his coaching staff broke the drought, 30-plus years, I believe.
Yeah. 26.
It's about time. For me, it's about time. That's pretty much all I said, to myself, because Coach Byrne was our guy, and he was here in the early 2000s, and Lord knows that he put in the time. I went through the system, and we did what we needed to do to at least be prepared for ball games. And then sometimes, it just doesn't work out for you like that.
Yeah.
But as far as we're prepared, and Coach Valero's going to be doing the exact same thing, and we're now the boys' side is going to be prepared. And like I said, that drought is going to be ending pretty soon. Yeah,
competing. Well, when you competed back in the 2000s, and I mean, you still have the Laredo the Laredo ISD and UISD, the United ISD. You still have the United. You still have the Alexanders. You still have the Nixons. Nixon went to the regionals semis, Sweet 16. I got to cover them at Kingsville. We did their game down there. They just went off. I mean, they're a shooting team that shoots lights out. You talk about Golden State and shooting lights out. These guys down at Nixon, and now they're going to be in the Eagle Pass district in that district. That's and then you have Alexander, who they have a kid that actually he actually graduated this year. But their number one guy, Andy Pampa from United, is coming back. He'll be a senior, and so you still have a competitive basketball And now for CC Win, they're getting Southwest, and Southwest is not losing many kids from last year's run too. South San is not in our district. They're in a Northeast district, I believe. They went into a different district with the realignment. But what do you think with this realignment and what it does for the basketball programs for both CC Win and Eagle Pass High?
Man, so you're saying it's not going to be easy?
Nothing is easy.
That's when I talked to Paulo, like.
What did he say?
The first thing he said was actually, I'm ready for the challenge.
Got it.
I'm ready for the challenge, which again goes back to his passion for coaching, his passion for basketball, his passion for the city of Eagle Pass, his passion for, basically wanting to be the coach or be a part of the staff that breaks droughts.
Yeah, exactly.
We talk ad nauseum, or at least I do. That's always been one of my talking points when we talk is you cannot tell me that Eagle Pass basketball cannot be as competitive or even better than those schools in Laredo.
Yeah.
Those schools in Laredo are challenging now for Sweet 16 berths, for Elite 8 berths. They're challenging for spots to go to the Alamo Dome. And you can remember back in early 2000s when I was around school, and a few years after that, 2005, 2008, those same United schools, United, Alexander, and Nixon, which are, the main three.
Yeah.
Laredo Martin has come around here lately. But those three schools, back in the day, were kind of taking it on the chin, in those Sweet 16s and those Elite 8s.
When they got to the Lake Travis, when they got
to those, bigger schools, or the North Side schools, as they would say, the Valley Week, whatever, in football. And they were taking it on the chin and losing by quite a bit of margin. But now if you look at Laredo United's schedule, they basically go home and home with the Judson Rockets almost every year.
Yeah.
And the final score since, like I say, the 2008 and on has slowly been the margin of defeat, if you would say, has been, a 20-point loss, down to 12-point loss, down to an 8-point loss. And guess what? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, here probably a year or two ago, maybe 3 years ago, they beat Judson.
Yeah.
So and there's for me, we're all the same. We live in the same region. We're all basically the same, hardworking. We're going to be undersized more than likely. I understand that, but you cannot tell me that those schools can go ahead and prosper and shine at that sport and be on the cusp of going to the Alamo Dome and being on the cusp to winning the region, and basically us being a little bit on the dormant side. To me, sometimes it kind of rubs me the wrong way. So I'm hoping that Paulo, I know it's going to be a process. I know it's a process. I know it's going to take some time. Sometimes I wish we could just kind of fast forward to have Paulo kind of get it done, so we can both all say like, yep.
Yeah.
It's supposed to happen.
It's supposed to happen. But Coach, and do you think that Eagle Pass, because we're so dominant on the baseball side? I hate the.
Now you're getting to my other sport.
No, well, yeah, but basketball in Eagle Pass. You've had your years where you've got some good basketball kids coming around, but it's again, like I touched earlier with Coach Byrne, is he mentioned is when people are not looking at you, are you doing that extra stuff? Are you going out there and practicing on your own? Are you going out there as a group and playing and making not just an October to February? Are you doing the year-round thing with basketball, just like most of these kids that do year-round baseball? That's where I think kids nowadays, with, like he said, with the whole technology, are you getting out there and not playing NBA 2K, 18 on your PS4, and going out there and shooting 100 free throws or taking 1,000 shots from the elbow or doing those kind of things? What are your thoughts behind that, Coach?
That goes back to me thinking of understanding the kids, knowing and understanding who their eventual coaches, moving through their academic careers, and going back to now these kids understand that they have a guy in Coach Valero that is going, like I said, the expectations have just gone up. I believe that he's about to just create, some gym rats.
Got
where
it.
Guys are going to want to go ahead and put down that controller and put down that Fortnite game.
Yeah.
And put down the chance of a victory royale and things like that, and pick up a basketball, find a gym, find an outdoor hoop, and just basically get to work. And that's basically, again, ties back to, I'm pretty sure that's what the process is.
Yeah.
Get to work and, come to work every single day with a good energy and a willingness to improve. And I think it all goes back to the boys now on the boys' side, just like the girls, quickly, gravitated and wanted to play for Coach Valero.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
You know
is
what I mean?
the group that he had. Really, when I talked to the girls and when I interviewed some of the girls and they truly wanted to play for Coach Valero. They would go through brimstone for him, fire and brimstone for him, just to make sure that he succeeded and that the team succeeded. As we have Coach Valero coming with one of the campers. Don't forget, it is The Process 2018 Summer Basketball Camp, brought to you by Vagu. Get your sunglasses at 2 locations, downtown Commercial Street, and also their new one at the Mall de las Águilas. Had to throw in a plug.
A little plug there for him.
Maybe I can get some Ray-Bans.
Process also works in retail sales.
There you go. So, Coach, like I mentioned, I talked to Sylvie. I talked to all the girls, all the seniors that left the program. But even the sophomores and the freshmen and the juniors that are coming back, they're all, not just because he left the program, they're not. They know what it takes. They now know what it takes to make it to that next level. And then touching on baseball, I know I touched a little bit on baseball. It's a basketball camp, but you're a baseball guy too. And congratulations to Florida last night, walk-off win. In the bottom of the 11th. It was a 2-1 pitch, I think, and he left it right over the plate. That freshman, the closer for Auburn, and that right fielder is gonna dream about that one
for a very long time. And I'm an outfield coach, so all I did was just hang my head and felt sorry for the.
He had it in his glove.
He did.
But also want to congratulate Texas Tech. They're going to Omaha. You're going to Omaha, aren't you?
I will be going to Omaha.
Is that a yearly tradition for you?
I hope it is. Basically a second job when I'm not coaching with West or doing any other thing. I have another job basically with Under Armour.
Okay.
And,
with the baseball factory.
With the baseball factory, and go around doing camps. And one of the good things about that one is there's a camp in Council Bluffs, Iowa, at the university, or not at the university, I'm sorry, at Iowa Western Community College.
Okay.
And which is in Iowa, about across the river from Omaha, Nebraska. So for the past 5 years, I've been working that camp, and like I said, one of the little treasures of that camp is we do the camp in the morning, and then at night we're able to head over to TD Ameritrade Stadium and catch some College World Series. Some baseball. And wish I could have seen a few games at Rosenblatt Stadium, but I'll take TD Ameritrade.
I know, right? Well,
as a good backup.
As Coach has the campers, and he does have a process too, as far as even campers have certain keys, as we call them, right? Keys that Sonia Munt liked our video, I guess you saw. But we have some viewers viewing, and thank you guys for following RealSportsLive.com, Real Sports Live Southwest.
Where was this when I was in school?
Right. Well, technology, man. Technology.
Appreciate it.
Technology. But we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back with more Courtside with Freddy Heredia, RealSportsLive.com. And we're back courtside with Freddy Heredia, with Coach Michael Villarreal, West High School. Right now, there's defensive. They're showing them some defensive footwork and defensive segment. Of course, you want to incorporate defense and offense, and through. For the most part, he has everything timed. Everything is coordinated with all the coaches and the volunteers that are coming and doing. Raul Bermea is over there on the far side with another group, and we got Castilla, we got Coach Frank Rios over here. Did you get a chance to play?
No, I did not with Frank.
He was after you?
He was after me.
Okay.
I believe he was 2000 and he was 05, 06.
Okay. And he's the assistant coach at Alice High School.
Yes.
So,
yeah,
Alice
doing
5A.
a lot better for himself than I am.
Nah, you're doing great.
If anything, I believe I don't want to.
He was the team MVP 2007, 2008. He was a first team All-District.
Yes, he was. I don't want to kind of let the cat out of the bag, but I think he just got a job over in Corpus Christi, and I believe he's making a move to Corpus Christi ISD.
Well, we'll talk to him later.
I don't know. Maybe he'll give you this inside scoop.
He'll give us the 411 on who's moving. Of course, JT Sanchez, great coach for an employee for the Eagle Pass Independent School District. He touched many kids as far as coaching wise. There's a lot of kids that went through the program. A lot of kids that played under JT Sanchez. He's no longer with the district. He retired from coaching, and Coach Valero is now the head basketball coach.
Coach Sanchez, back then was, of course, we had a Memorial and we had the EPJ.
Yeah.
And I was an attendee.
You were attending Memorial.
Memorial Junior High, but I mean, even back then, Coach Sanchez was roaming the sidelines at the junior high level, so we had plenty of battles with Javi Charles, Nick Lipson. I mean, taking it back. I'm opening up the yearbook.
Yeah.
Big time over here with some name drops.
Exactly.
But so Coach Sanchez has paid his dues and been around the program, been around Eagle Pass obviously a very, very long time. So he did very good for the program of Eagle Pass and of basketball and in general. But I just completely remember, like I said, being in junior high and going up against Coach Sanchez. So he's definitely been around a while.
Yeah, Coach. As we talked, what was your nick and what was it that you tried to under Coach Byrne? But what was it? Was it defense that you prided on, or was it your offense? Getting the the double-double, the 20 points, 10 rebounds kind of thing, or 10 assists. What was it about your game back in the day that you pride yourself on and working on every summer? I don't know what Coach said.
As we get a nice little being prepared shout from Coach Valero as he walks by.
There you go.
Actually, that was one of them. Like I said, we're here at CC Wynn, which was back then was Eagle Pass High School and CC Wynn campus. But right behind us is our hallway. And there's a classroom back there where we always went, during halftime and things like that, practices as well. Mm-hmm. One of the things that Coach Byrne instilled in me, and that's why he's the mentor to me and Coach Paulo Valero, was loved coming in Monday mornings, even Saturday mornings after ball games.
After Friday night games.
After Friday night ball games, Saturday mornings in our workouts, so we had to prepare now for our Tuesday ball game or Wednesday morning, or afternoon after we played our Tuesday night ball games, and now we had to prepare for our Friday night ball game. Going into that classroom and you see Coach Byrne labeling down the personnel of our next opponent, writing down their last name, their height, and some of their statistics coming into the game, the district record, where we stood. Defensive, their defensive philosophy and what they would be doing and running defensively, what we would expect to see, in the full court or half court, offensively by those teams. Just absolutely prepared as best as we could be was one of the things that I loved doing and always being prepared. And I remember a couple games we're playing Nixon, and they're back in the day, their guys coming up, walking the basketball up the floor, and we're in our 2-3 zone, or we're playing man-to-man, and their coach or their point guard would put up a fist or would make a call.
Yeah.
and that would trigger everything for us because we'd already had gone over it, and we knew what their action was, what Nixon was trying to do with that particular game. And it wasn't just the Nixon ball game. It was just no matter who we were playing, Coach Byrne prepared us so well and so much by doing that extra stuff, getting the video work and things like that. That was one of the things I prided myself on. And the other thing I prided myself on was Coach Byrne basically made me one, or at the time, I took great pride in being the best help defender off the basketball, but always being in that good ball relationship to where I was always one of the best defenders. And that's, basically being a good help side defender and paying attention to detail and being prepared was one of the best things that I remember that I prided myself on bringing to the table. So again, it's fitting the process that Coach is talking about and what he wants to instill. It's to this day it's brought it's brought down from generation to generation. And just hello to Connie Valero Soto. Saludos to Mike from Connie and the Twins. Ray and Ruben, Christina, come by the house, carnita asada. You got it. I'll be there. You see, we're also going to be doing some interviews, man, this weekend. Hopefully you're still here Thursday and Friday. But we're going to be doing Dos Amigos? Yeah, the Dos Amigos. RealSportsLive.com is going to be live from Friday from the casino. And we're going to, oldies but goodies, Coach Eric Villaseñor, Dos Amigos, and we're going to be Thursday night. We're going to be at the ranch, and we're going to be shooting a show there also. So, RealSportsLive.com, man, is everywhere this summer. You're really twisting my arm right there. So it's funny you bring up Coach Villaseñor there because, we talk about Valero when he talks to you. I'm pretty sure he brings up Coach Byrne all the time. I bring him up all the time because he's our mentor. But back in the day, obviously we're student athletes, and I'm coming up the feeder programs, and I'm watching the 96, 95, teams of baseball, the Eagle Pass baseball, Hugo Chong's, the Ray Lopez's, and the Salinas's, Eric Villaseñor, and the Isaac Rodriguez, yes. and all those boys back in the day, make their run. Those were the guys I looked up. To. So Eric was my idol growing up, and that's pretty as a lefty. As a lefty, played center field, was the quarterback. Like I said, he kind of didn't have his body type to be a quarterback, so had to give up the shoulder pads and helmet. But he, leadoff hitter, played center field. He was my idol. So he was my role model. I'm saying, and my idol. So. It's another kind of reason we kind of want to do these things as well as coaches as we get older and we turn the page, and now we're the ones conducting camps and being here. Is we want to be those role models and we want to be those idols for those coming up now through the program. So it all comes full circle. It's awesome, and again, we tie that word all the time, and but it just doesn't get old. It's that process, and I joke with Coach Byrne. I was like, you basically started the process. You just weren't smart enough to coin it. Exactly. Because like I say, we were just always prepared in the gym and as much as possible, and that's an attribute to Coach Byrne and how he worked, and the demand level that he demanded of us is the same thing that now Coach Byrne is going to do for these guys. Yeah, and Coach Valero is going to do. Yeah, 25th anniversary Dos Amigos Ranch Football Clinic, brought to you by Dr. Hector Villaseñor, the clinic sponsor, and the one-of-a-kind clinic because it's been around. But the 2018 summer basketball camp presented by Coach Valero and the basketball program. The process as we're live courtside, Freddy alongside Michael Villarreal. But this Dos Amigos 25th anniversary football clinic, the oldies but goodies. Gain experience from the experience. You got the likes of D.W. Rutledge. You got the likes of Joe Martin, Bud Doc Curtis, Jim Streety, Dub Ferris, Mike Robbins, Cozell Foster, Oki Villaseñor, Mike Honeycutt. Those are just a few that I'm just naming off the, that they're going to be there. And of course, if you want to know more, you can actually call Coach. As far as this camp is concerned, or this coach's camp it's open to coaches only.
from the different classifications. Doesn't matter.
Correct.
So it's a coach's clinic, and they can register. I don't know when the last day of registration, but they can actually. I don't know if they can still register or not, but we got information, and I'm wanting to make sure that people know that are watching us on.
Pretty sure the door is open
On our
casino.
6 different platforms. 6 different platforms.
And,
we're on YouTube Live. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook Live, Roku TV, Apple TV. We're on our website, www.realsportslive.com, and on Twitter, on Periscope. So there's 6 different ways you can catch our streaming live videos of. Right now we're doing football. We're doing 7-on-7. We're doing travel baseball. We'll be in Texas Tech this weekend with the Lone Star Baseball Club. So I'm traveling all over the place, man. It's fun. It's when you're a sports guy.
So basically, young kids get out, drop the controller, get to work, and get some exposure.
Exactly.
By Mr. Heredia over here.
realsportslive.com. There you go. I mean, what better way to come to a camp? It's being broadcasted. People are watching it, and come to find out, hey, the next point guard at CC Wynn High School or at EP High is
in
here.
attendance.
It's in attendance. Yeah.
Unreal.
Gotta
love it.
Or the next post big man.
The next big fundamental.
Exactly. And tell me your idols growing up. I know coach-wise is Coach K from Duke.
Coach K from Duke.
But some of the guys you looked up to as far as idolized coming up, Coach. I mean, of course,
Coach K,
MJ.
MJ, of course. The Chicago Bulls were making their run back in those 90s and early 90s and things like that. Baseball was I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. So Bobby
Braves
Cox,
fan, exactly.
the 90s, and they 14 straight division titles, and I mean. It's just awesome. Jimmy Johnson and the Cowboys was back in the day. Wasn't too fond of them, when Tom Landry. I miss Tom Landry, so I kind of go back in the videos, the YouTubes to find things and stories about Tom Landry. And the boys of the 70s, and they kind of fell off in the 80s.
Yeah,
but they came
that
back.
That was the Niner decade.
Yeah, that was the 49ers. So it was. A lot of television watching, of course, but it was always something sports specific. Right? There was always something outside to do, but I mean, it was those were pretty much my main 3 sports that were of course broadcast on television and things like that. But it was Atlanta Braves, Florida State Seminoles as well was another one. So Bobby Bowden, and Charlie Ward, Deion Sanders, Ward Dunn. I mean, I can go off and start naming some people. Some people y'all listening going like, what? I was like, yep, that's pretty much all I do is watch sports on television and try to mimic and try to continue to learn as much as I possibly can. And when I was a kid, I'd mimic everything. I'd see it on TV. I'd go back outside and, if Michael Jordan, caught the basketball on the wing and took 3 jab steps and then he, crossed over, dribbled inside the lane and pulled up. Well, then I went outside and I made sure I did those same three jab steps, crossed over, took my little dribble and pulled up, and just tried to be, a student of the game, both watching it and then by doing it, and then of course by listening as much as possible.
So we got some defensive over here on this side. We also have Coach Valero involved in another one over here on this side. We got Castilla doing a defensive drill, following ball, moving their feet. So those are some of the things that they're working on: footwork, moving to the ball, having hands out. So those are the things that your kid or your basketball son or daughter can come by. There's still room available. 8 to 12:30, and it's still open for kids. They still have some spots available. Come on by in the morning, tomorrow morning, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. As far as me, I came by because Coach Valero has been tremendous in what realsportslive.com is trying to do in this Southwest region. Because we're so far away from anything. We're 2 hours away from Laredo, 2 hours away from San Antonio, and this Southwest region has the likes of Del Rio, Eagle Pass, Laredo, Divine, Hondo, Sabinal, Brackett. You name 2A all the way to 6A in this whole Southwest region, down south to Southwest Legacy, Harlan, Southwest, San Antonio, South San, Divine, Pearsall, Carrizo, Crystal City. So you name it, you got sporting events, and you got high schools that compete at such a high level in this area. And when he said, "Hey, I'm inviting you to come cover the camp," I was like, "Yeah, coach, that's no problem. We'll cover the camp. We'll get some coaches that you have there and sit down and talk basketball and talk what it is about the camp and what it brings us." He's getting ready for another thing before we move ahead, and I'll have him after we get done with you. But what are the three things that coach says? I think eyes. They have to say focus.
If he says the word focus, then that automatically should trigger their eyes to get on the coach that said focus. And now that, it's just have some eye contact, understand, quit fidgeting around, stop moving, pay attention, so you guys can understand the directives of what we're trying to do. 11:26, believe it's probably another break. Another break. Funny, the last station we had, luckily I'm looking at the camera here on the computer, and luckily, I'm going to go ahead and just say it. I mean, we played together, but Coach Valedo threw up an air ball. So luckily it was off camera. It wasn't
on camera.
I'll let him know that I saw it.
So we're live courtside Freddy Day on realsportslive.com. We're at the 2018 Summer Basketball Camp, brought to you by Coach Valero and the CC Win Maverick Basketball. The process, as they're taking a break, they're picking up the cones and stuff that to get ready for another. And we're going to have Coach Valero coming up here shortly. We'll be back with more after this. Coach Heredia, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
And of course,
come out and support Coach Valero. Come out and support every athletics, but come out and support the boys' basketball program. There's the page is about to be turned in a positive way here in Eagle Pass and Eagle Pass basketball. And now I'm so happy for him. Played with him back in 2000, the early 2000s. He graduated in 03. I'm an 04 graduate, but I'm pretty sure Coach Burnt will say the same thing. Happy for him, and things are about to be on the up and up for the boys program here at CC Win.
There you go. So we'll be back with more after this. Listen courtside, realsportslive.com. It's game day, and we're at Siesta Tires and Custom Wheels, 3164 Del Rio Boulevard, 773-4010. We're with Armin Flores, a proud sponsor of realsportslive.com and Eagle Pass Athletics. What are your May sales?
We don't have May sales. We have everyday sales here at Siesta Tires. So if you want to buy, stop on by or give us a call at 830-773-4010.
There you go. Siesta Tires and Custom Wheels. Back to the game. It's game day, and we're live from Brownie Eagle Pass with Sal here. Remember, just call Sal at 513-6675.
If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, just call Sal 830-513-6675. Thank you, guys.
Great selection here at Brownie Eagle Pass. Make sure you guys call Sal at 513-6675. Great supporter of Eagle Pass Athletics. That's Sal. Don't forget the number, 513-6675. We're back to the game. Rody's Country Fried Chicken, located at 1910 El Indio Highway. Old-fashioned country cooking since 1985. With 100% Tyson chicken tenders, gizzards, and delicious fried chicken. Come try our seafood and wings from the Rodriguez family. Rody's Country Fried Chicken. And we're back live courtside with Freddy Heredia. We just finished talking to Coach Mike Villarreal, and we got another coach in another ex-CC Win campus, because back then when you played, it was Eagle Pass High CC Win campus. So we got Frank Rios. He's the assistant basketball coach at Alice High School. Well, that's what it's in program, but I heard through the grapevine. I don't know if you can say it or not, or if you want to kind of tell everybody where it is that you're going this coming school year. Are you still at Alice, or are you going to move to a Corpus Christi school?
Well, I was offered a couple jobs at Corpus Christi ISD. And I think I already made my decision. I'm going to go to the feeder school to Veterans Memorial, and I believe King High School as well.
Okay, cool.
So it's Atkins Middle School.
Atkins Middle School, so you'll be the middle school coach down there?
Yes.
At that one, and that feeds into Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial and
King High School.
And Corpus Christi King.
King, yes.
So, well, you played... you were the team MVP in 2007, 2008, first team all-district honors. Actually, no, 2007, you guys were already CC Win.
Yes.
You already, the Mavericks, you were already, is that 2006 is when they split
Yes,
schools.
I was actually the first the first freshman class who were Mavericks.
Yes. So you have that Maverick pride. You have you have the silver and black pride, Maverick Nation. Coming back to your own stomping grounds, to the gym where you put in the work, and teaching and coaching these young kids at this 2018 summer basketball camp. What is it about this, coach, and what does it make you feel about coming back and giving to your community?
It's definitely a very rewarding feeling to be able to share my passion for the game with these young kids. They're passionate. They love the game. They pay attention to you. They want to learn. I can tell by their eyes. They're enthusiastic. The kids want to learn. They're working extra hard, and I love it. I love it being here, especially the game I love. Sharing my passion for the game I love.
Coach Valero, when he asked you to come by, what was your reaction when he asked you come by and help me with this camp? Because of course he's the new head basketball coach for CC Win boys basketball. Of course he did great with the girls, taking them to their first playoff. But what was your reaction to him asking you to come help him with this camp?
Well, I loved it. I love the fact that he invited me over. A lot of these kids, I see them out in the community and out in the parks, in Loma Bonita Park and the park over there by Graves Elementary.
Yeah, the
Kelso Park,
the Kelso
I believe.
Park,
I see a bunch of these kids, so it's very rewarding, as I mentioned earlier, being out here. And I had the opportunity to sit down with Coach yesterday and Mike, actually, and we spoke basketball. And we happen to share the same philosophy.
There you go. So the philosophy that you have, defense first?
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Defense first. Defense would translate into offense.
Yes.
So
definitely.
It is one thing. As the assistant coach at Alice, and how many years were you there? Or were you there?
I was there for 3 years.
3 years. How was that experience, and getting that experience? And under what was the head coach that you?
Coach Gonzalez, Marco Gonzalez.
Did you guys get into the playoffs this?
No, we didn't get into the playoffs. The town of Alice is very similar to Eagle Pass.
Okay.
They're a football and baseball town, so it's a process. It's definitely a process. But the past 3 years since Marco Gonzalez came in, it's definitely a big. There has been a big difference. Yes, kids are really excited about the program. They're with it. They believe in the philosophy and they're working. They're the same as here. I see it. There's a culture change ever since Villaseñor.
Exactly. We go back to the culture. When a particular coach comes in and changes the culture of a team or of a program, that's where it just feeds in through the whole school.
Yes.
And Coach Valero with the girls, the culture, it changes the way the culture was with Coach Valero.
Definitely.
And they bought into his philosophy. They bought into his process, and of course making history and getting the girls into the playoffs. Right. They didn't win the first round. They lost in the by-district round. But having that accomplishment after 20-something years, not being able to get to that level, now making it, has made a big impact in the girls program now, switching over to the boys side. But did he mention to you, hey, maybe there's a spot for you down here, and maybe would you come back to Eagle Pass?
Yeah, he brought it up, but who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe 4 or 5 years down the line, I'll consider it. But as of right now, I'm happy where I'm at. I love the Coastal Bend area. The culture, the community is very similar to the one here in Eagle Pass, and I feel like I'm at home over there.
There you go.
Yes.
What was it when you played under Coach? I believe it was Sanchez.
I played under Coach Besa.
Besa, yes.
For a couple years, and then I played 1 year under Coach JT Sanchez.
JT Sanchez, and of course JT retired.
And that was actually his first year.
His first year.
Yeah, 2009, 2010 school year.
Got it. So, how was it, and how did it translate from being in that program and going to the next level? Because you went to the next level to play basketball.
Or not college. I played
college,
over in Mexico.
In Mexico,
yes.
But when you went to college and having that opportunity to go to college and getting your degree, where did you get your degree and where did you graduate from? What college?
I graduated from Texas A&M University, Kingsville.
Oh, so you were you're in that area. You stayed in that area then.
Yes, and I got my bachelor's in kinesiology and a minor in English, and that's what I'm teaching. I teach English, and I recently, last month, I got my certification to become a principal. I got my master's degree. And,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Master's. So a kid from Eagle Pass, Texas, knowing that being a student athlete is being a student first.
Exactly, yes, and that's something that all my coaches pushed when I was here at Wynn. I was fortunate enough to be able to play under a lot of great coaches in football and in basketball, and I saw several head coaches in both sports. David Charles was my first one in football. He was a great man, great philosophy.
He's over at Laredo Martin.
We weren't able to experience a lot of success. It was our first year.
Rendon, another gentleman from here, from Eagle Pass, that's now at Laredo Cigarroa on the baseball side. Basketball-wise, as far as you talking about basketball coaches, but what is it about going back to you saying that it's what they preached and the culture that nowadays with the technology that these kids have now with cell phones and tablets and this and that, what was it growing up for you and saying, hey, I don't have that, let me go get my basketball, go down to a local park,
definitely.
Down under the bridge.
Yeah, that's something we always talk about as coaches. Back then it was the playground. That's all we had. We went out there and shoot hoops and threw the football around, threw the baseball around, and it's definitely been a big change now. Kids are more attached to technology. They're always in front of a computer.
Yeah, in front of a computer.
Right.
Now, you said you played football.
Yes, I played football here.
And basketball.
Yes, football and basketball.
You were the post.
Yes.
You're the big man.
Yes, and then my senior year, I transitioned into the 3-guard, which is a wing. A wing
or a power forward, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah. So your idol would be the big fundamental Tim Duncan?
Yes,
or did you idolize somebody else?
He was one of them. Actually, it was him and Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
Yeah.
So you're a Kobe fan but team-wise, what was your team that you followed in the NBA?
Scheme-wise would be the Spurs. I always love the way they handled themselves on and off the court. The way they moved the ball. You couldn't see one player. Well, Tim Duncan did stand out a little bit, but he was very humble. The team was very humble, and that's something that Greg Popovich always pushed.
Now, when you tell yourself this was a coach that, do you have somebody that actually made a difference in the coaching profession as far as leading you that way into coaching? Who was it that was your not your idol, but somebody that you say, you know what, I want to follow in his footsteps, I want to coach?
I haven't told him personally. I've seen him a couple times, and it had to be David Charles. I'd say
Coach David Charles.
Yes, he had a major influence in my life. and a lot of other coaches as well. Coach Bessa, Coach JT Sanchez, they were a great influence for me as well. But I would say the coach who had the biggest impact in my life would be David Charles.
Wow, David Charles, and of course he's at Laredo Martin. He's doing some great work down there. We see him once a year during football season when we scrimmage Laredo Martin with Eagle Pass. Coach, just one other question before I let you go. And right now I think they're doing they're just kind of doing a free play for 4 minutes, or they're simulating a game. Game situation, so to speak.
Yes.
With both courts, the little ones on one side and then the older group. But you got kids from 3rd grade through 6th grade, from 8 to 12:30, Monday through Friday, all week. So you still have some spots available. You still have spots?
Yes, there's some spots available.
So they can come in.
We have plenty of coaches, so I'm sure that Coach Valero will be happy to have more kids out here.
More kids out here.
Yes.
And that's a nice jump shot right there, catch and shoot.
Oh, yes. He was the champion, the elbow shooting champion.
There you go. Jonathan, what's the last name, Coach?
I don't know.
Don't have his last name.
Yes.
As many kids that you have in this camp, you can't remember every single first and last name, right?
No, some of them have nicknames as well.
Okay.
We got Bruce Bowen. We have a Bruce Bowen over there.
On that other side.
Yes, Jose is his first name.
So that's the unique thing, Coach. When you get to these camps, you gravitate to some of these kids. There's some of these kids that have that knack and have that aura about them that you're gonna say, this kid is gonna have something growing up. This kid is gonna be somebody growing up. If this kid can stay with this particular game, basketball, I think he can do good things. We got Juan Castilla, who he beat 4 years in basketball. CC Win. He's a great kid. I got to cover him during the year on RealSportsLive.com. As we have a comment on Facebook. Well, not on that one. It was on another one. But I mean, we're live from CC Win High School. We're live on 6 different platforms. They can watch us on Facebook Live. They can watch us on Roku TV, Apple TV, on YouTube, our YouTube channel. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're actually gonna be probably during October. We're gonna be going to the Coastal Bend because right now Real Sports Live is in the Rio Grande Valley, McAllen, that area, and in the Southwest area, which is my area here in Eagle Pass, Laredo, San Antonio, and Del Rio, and everything in between. But we're trying to open up to the Coastal Bend area.
Coastal Bend area.
Yeah, we're trying to get out there, and we got a guy, BJ Garcia, who has expressed interest. So we might go down to
that'd be nice.
Vets
definitely.
Coach, do you coming back and seeing all these coaches, seeing all these kids? Did you get a chance to talk to Sylvie Salazar, the Valero's team MVP? Did you get a chance yesterday to talk to her and kind of talk to her about basketball and life and stuff like that, or did you get a chance to maybe kind of instill some wisdom?
She actually coached next to me. We were coaching defense yesterday, and she did a great job of sharing her passion as well. I actually asked her just a couple questions what her plans were, and she actually said she's going Texas State.
Yeah, she's going to be a Bobcat.
Yeah, she's going to be a Bobcat.
And she's going to try and walk on. I think I talked to her briefly, too. She's going to try and walk on onto the basketball team.
She's pretty excited about that, and it's good. It's good. She's going to represent. Hopefully she represents Eagle Pass good.
And of course CC Win and Eagle Pass ISD. Right now over here we got somebody with a whistle. That's Chris Paredes.
Chris Paredes.
Yes. And Chris actually he is the 9th leading scorer in the nation at Sedona, Arizona. I don't know if it was a college that he went to, and he's the all-time leading scorer here at CC Win High School.
Yes.
So he scored more points than you did?
Yes. His 3-point shooting helped him,
out. So it wasn't the buckets in the inside. It wasn't the dirty buckets, getting the rebound and putting back up. It was, hey, I'm sitting in the corner. Give me the ball so I can shoot up a 3.
We're very fortunate to have him out here. a lot of these kids look up to all these coaches out here. I could tell their smiles in their faces as soon as the coach tries to teach them something about the game. The kids, it's a great feeling seeing these kids with a smile on their face.
There you go, and that's what it's all about. The 2018 Summer Basketball Camp presented by Coach Valero and CC Win High School Basketball, as the newly head coach is already implementing some great things and philosophy and what he's going to believe in for the future. And as we thank Mr. Rios, thank you, Frank, for giving us your time. I know that you'd rather be over there than behind the mic, but we thank you for allowing us a bit of your time just to kind of talk to you about what it is to come back and give some time in your community. Has anybody kind of stood out for you in the smaller group or in the older group throughout the camp?
Yes, over there in the I think he calls them minis.
The minis,
the
yeah.
minis over there. It's Sebastian. We got Jordan. I just know their first names. I don't know their last names.
Okay.
Sebastian, Jordan, Jose.
There's some kids with some handles and the knack for the game, so to speak.
Yes, and Jose is actually Chino Salinas' son.
Okay,
Chino
Chino
played
Salinas.
baseball here,
Yeah.
and baseball and football here at Wynn.
Okay.
Yes, a lot of those kids are. Just look at how much fun they're having out there with Coach Villarreal over there.
Coach Villarreal over there, going up and down, showing some skills still and he was a point guard back in high school. He was from 2001 to 2004, I believe. As we have some parents kind of gathering here, is close to 12:30 is the camp, as far as from 8 to 12:30, right?
It's actually 12 o'clock.
12
He's
o'clock.
ending it at 12,
At
yes.
12.
And some of the kids stay afterwards and shoot a little bit. We stayed till like 12:30.
And then are you gonna hoop this afternoon? I heard through the grapevine that you guys might lace them up later
yeah, well, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to get out there and play with them
and go up and down the court.
Hopefully we give them a good picture.
Exactly. So for Frank Rios, this is Freddy there. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Courtside on RealSportsLive.com.
EPER Recycling Center, 3323 Del Rio Boulevard, open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. When you recycle today, you give the earth a chance for tomorrow. We buy all cans, aluminum, all wheels, copper, yellow brass, steel battery starters, and much, much more. Cash for scrap at EPER Recycling Center. Don't throw it away. Recycle it today at 3323 Del Rio Boulevard. For more information on how to turn your scrap into cash, call 758-0685 or find us on Facebook.
Valdez Tire Record Service. We're located at 522 North Pierce Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. 24/7 record service. We handle commercial and industrial tows. Emergency roadside service. Automotive repair shop is also available. Call us at 830-757-3102 or come by 522 North Pierce Street. Valdez Tire Record Service, proud supporter of Eagle Pass Athletics. Make sure you come by.
And we're back live. We're courtside, Freddy Heredia. Now we're with the man of the hour, Coach Paulo Valero, the head basketball coach for your Eagle Pass CC Win Thundering Mavericks. As the program He was the head coach for the girls. Successful season this past season, putting the girls into the playoffs for the first time after 26 years, Coach, somewhere in there?
Somewhere on there. I think it was since for the girls since 1989.
1989. So we're at the 2018 summer basketball camp. The process is what you called it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
the process. Is that your mantra? Is that your...
That's what we're going with. You know, it's a process in order to be successful. There's a certain process that you have to follow and that you have to trust. And one of the things that I'm bringing over here is, yes, you know, everyone says trust the process, but we're going with just the process. And what I mean by that is we're going to trust the process, we're going to respect the process, and we're going to have faith in the process.
There you go. Coach, as your camp concludes here at 12 o'clock, it's from 8 to 12, Monday through Friday. You still have spots available.
Yes,
so everybody that's listening and that's watching us live, because we're streaming it live right now as we speak.
Correct.
We're streaming on Facebook Live, on our YouTube channel. So make sure you guys go subscribe, go like us, share us, and follow us. We followed you throughout the season, this past season, a historic season. We got a chance to do some games and got to do your playoff game, I believe.
Yes, sir. It was the playing game.
The play-in game, yeah.
Yes,
which was great because you guys also had to beat Floresville and to get into the playoffs, and that was just in itself was awesome.
That's something again I'll never forget.
And it's archived, so you can actually go back and watch the
really?
game. Yeah, it's
man,
archived.
I need to go back and watch it then. Might do that tonight. Get some popcorn and some sodas and enjoy that game.
That game.
Stream it through YouTube, my 50-inch, and
there you go.
Have a good time.
And
I need to go back and watch that.
Coach, you brought a lot of coaches to help you. To help you with this camp,
right.
Michael Villarreal, Bermea, Raul Bermea. You brought Juan Castilla, who just graduated. You brought Frank Rios, who just gave us an exclusive. He's going to the Corpus Christi.
You heard the news.
Yes, I heard the news.
I heard the news last night. we were hanging out together last night as coaches and going over practice plans and what we want to do tonight and today. And he told us the news, and it's big news. And good luck to him and in everything that he does. Frank is has a very brilliant basketball mind, and I'm glad he's in the business. And bringing him down here, it's only gonna make us better.
Exactly.
Having Michael Villarreal here, Michael Villarreal and I, we're close to being best friends as possible.
Well, you guys had a chance to play basketball together back in 2000, 2002
to 2003.
Yeah.
So 2001 to 2003. So. I know Mike really well. I know how he plays the game. I know how
passionate he is about coaching.
And not just that, I know how he practices, and he practices the way I practice. He'll bring out the chairs to go over the little details. We both learned from the same man, from Coach Byrne, and Coach Byrne was very detailed with everything he did.
Yeah.
He always had us prepared. Well, win or lose. It didn't matter. We're going to play state champion John Jay, which we played them twice the year they won state. It didn't matter who we were going to play. We were going to be prepared. Better than them. Win or lose, that didn't matter. We were going to be the most prepared team on the floor every single night. And so, we hang out now. We're both in the profession, and we're almost a mirror images of each other, man. I love what he does, and I love that he's been moving around all around Texas, and he's 32, so take advantage of the time that he has. He's single, he doesn't have any kids, he's not married, so might as well take advantage and get better all throughout Texas.
How important is it, Coach, having your wife being very supportive? She's even here, helping out with the camp and being very supportive with knowing that as a coach, you not only coach basketball,
right?
You also help out with football, and those are two of the big. I mean, you're talking about you're working from July all the way to March or February, because of course basketball season starts in October.
Right.
But with the way I've been hearing is the culture that you're going to bring in with basketball is going to be way different than
year round. It's year round.
So
and basketball needs to be year round. But having my wife here, it means the world to me. I mean, she doesn't have to be here. She could be at home with our baby, 7-month-old baby. Instead, here she is. My baby was here.
Yeah,
It was pretty cool. I was talking to the kids, and here she comes in her walker, and she got part of the picture. And I thought that was awesome. I'm gonna cherish that picture forever, because, man, that was I was not expecting that, and having my wife here means the world to me. Coaches' wives, they go through a lot, especially football coaches' wives, and she's one of 2 wives on our staff, football staff, that goes from football to basketball. And it's not easy. I'll tell you that. But we make it work. She loves to work out, and she works out twice a day right now. During the school year, she works out one time a day, and we find ways to where she's working out and I'm coaching, and right now I started working out too. And so it's my sister asked me, so like, how do you all do it? I was like, we just make it work.
Yeah, you make it work.
And
Coach,
that's what it's all about.
When you got the word, of course, you went through the season with the girls and a successful season, and you found out that one of the guys that you looked up to, and JT Sanchez, was going to retire, and you submitted to the application to see if you get the head coaching job for the boys side. What made it? How was not the transition, but how was the talk with the girls, with Salazar and these girls? How was the talk?
I mean, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I mean, you can see them.
Yeah, I can see it.
Because I'll never forget that day. I mean, it was behind closed doors, and it was in private conversation. But it was an emotional conversation. Especially with the undergrads, with the juniors, with the sophomores, with the freshmen. It was very, very emotional. The seniors were completely happy. They were real happy for me.
They understood.
They're a little bit older, and I guess maybe because they were leaving.
Yeah.
But I don't. The girls, it was extremely tough. One of the hardest days of my life as a coach. It was very bittersweet, and I'm gonna be very honest. One of the things I told the girls was, the only reason why I'm doing this is because I know you're gonna get taken care of. You're gonna get a great coach. You're gonna get great assistance, and the program is going to continue.
Yeah. You left it in good hands, so to speak.
Correct. And I trust the coaches, that are gonna come in and make a positive impact on them and in their own way. But one of the things with the girls that was so hard to leave them, Freddy, is that we're at the basketball clinic, and we have several different coaches from our district, our previous district, Harlandale, McCullum,
Southside.
Even Southside. They all told me the same thing, Freddy. You know what they told me? We voted for you to be the district champs next year.
Wow.
And then we heard you left. and I told the girls, I voted for you to be district champs because you have the talent.
Yeah.
Southside is losing 2 or 3 girls. They have one good stud. They're bringing in one girl from another school, but we have like 5 or 6 returning girls and who were productive this season. And I really think that the girls have the potential to be district champions next year, and I'm gonna be rooting. I'm gonna be their #1 fan.
Now with the realignment and stuff like that, of course you guys are getting Harlan, San Antonio Harlan.
Correct.
You guys are getting Southwest Legacy and whatnot. I know that with football there's some realignment. With basketball and baseball, it's very different. But
basketball and football will be the same.
But Coach, when they gave you the opportunity, they told you that you are going to be the head coach for basketball for the boys side. That's something you've always dreamed about. You've always wanted to be a head coach for the basketball program. But what does it mean to you being the successor to JT Sanchez?
JT was a great coach. We have a kid who got hit in the eye right now. JT was a great coach. His dad's right here too.
Oh, okay. So
JT was a great coach, and
it was off camera, so
yeah,
sorry.
You're good. He left a lot, here for our program. He's a great man, and he's a friend of mine. He's a mentor of mine. The thing that JT does great is he extremely cares for the kids. Every single one of the kids matters to him. It doesn't matter if they're in 7th grade. It doesn't matter if they're seniors. every single kid matters to him the same. And I'm gonna bring that care to them. And one of the things that I'm gonna bring different is the culture. I'm gonna change the culture up. It's the first thing we're working on. I got the program, and I got 24 out of 28 students failing classes, and I know it's May. A lot of them don't look at the grades anymore, but I do.
Yeah.
And every single day they were doing makeup work, and they didn't like it. But you know what? It's gonna be the way we're gonna do things.
Yeah.
If I can't trust them in
the classroom.
In the classroom, I can't trust them on the court.
Exactly. So again, it's one of those things where when you put yourself as a coach and say, look, guys, this is what is expected from you, because that's what I expect from myself, and the expectations that you have for yourself is wanting to make sure that you run a program that's successful year in and year out, and that they understand that you're there 110%, so they got to give you 110% back.
Right, and they see me that I'm a workaholic, man. I'm always working. Yesterday we finished the camp and we were done at 1 or 12:30, and I didn't leave here till 4.
Yeah, I heard Coach Villarreal say that you guys were breaking down some film.
Yeah, last night we were hanging out, and we brought up the drawing board and we started going over the 2-3 defense. We started going over the 1-3. We all hate playing versus the 1-3-1, by the way. So don't run the 1-3-1 versus us, because we all decided we're all gonna run the same offense, which is domino.
So do you go triangle or no?
No, we don't do triangle. Let me end the camp for the day.
Got it.
And I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be back with more after this. You listen for today at roadsportslive.com. Siesta Tires, Customs, and Wheels, located at 3166 Del Rio Boulevard in Eagle Pass, Texas. The best prices in town for wheels, tires, lift kits, and much more. Call them at 830-773-4010. That's Siesta Tires, Customs, and Wheels. Also, a new location in Uvalde, Texas. Sarita's Tortilla Factory, with 3 great locations to serve you in Maverick County. Come try our delicious barbacoa with the tortillas. Si son Saritas, ni me las calientes. Also, you can get our tortillas in Laredo, Texas at your local supermarket. That's Sarita's Tortilla Factory. So we're back to Courtside with Freddy today on RealSportsLive.com as Coach is concluding his camp for the day. Don't forget, there's still spots available. Make sure you guys come in before 8 o'clock, and Coach will register your son or daughter. It is $60. I don't know if the camp will have a discount Wednesday or tomorrow, Wednesday through Friday. It's for 8 grades, 3rd through 7th, and it's from 8 to 12. You can come and pay with cash or checks. And we just want to thank some of my other advertisers, Lone Star Auto Garage. They're located at 891 Florence Street, Suite 2 in Eagle Pass, Texas. 872-5724 is the number to call, Lone Star Auto Garage. Tacos Express, the fastest tacos in town. They're located at 2432 Main Street in Eagle Pass, Texas. Call them up, 830-968-2032. Tell them Freddy sent you Monday through Saturday from 7 to 11. That's Tacos Express, the fastest tacos in town. The Rodriguez Law PLLC. To learn more, go to www.rdz.law. Also, La Tienda Los Venados. They are located at downtown Eagle Pass. Eagle Grocery, La Tienda Los Venados, la mejor carne de la región. No hay comparación en cortes, precio y calidad. That is Eagle Grocery, La Tienda Los Venados. We want to also thank Dr. Salcedo Family Medicine. Walk-ins welcome to 1000 Veterans Boulevard in Eagle Pass, Texas. 830-335-2552 is the number to call. That's Salcedo Family Medicine in Eagle Pass, Texas, located at 1000 Veterans Boulevard. As we spoke to earlier, Coach Byrne and the message that he had, Coach Michael Villarreal from West High School. We just finished talking to Coach Frank Rios, and then we shortly had Coach Valero. Coach Valero right now is talking to the campers and finishing up the camp and the message for the day. So you guys, if you bring in your son or daughter to this camp, you guys are getting great coaching. You guys are having a coach that's very passionate for the game. And we at RealSportsLive.com would like to thank Coach Valero for allowing us to come in and do this. Again, we'll be back with more after this with Coach Valero. This is Freddy at RealSportsLive.com.
Guard the inbound play. A lot for Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard, counting, and a win! And a win! Ryan Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go nuts. And why not? Perez finishes the game with 23 points. Wow. It's a buzzer beater with a half a second to go. The shot counts. The Warriors win, and they're making it to the regional finals.
Wow.
Fans, it's Joe Bowling here with Real Sports Live. Want to make sure you catch all the games right here on Real Sports, and we're broadcasting on several platforms, on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, on Roku Television, on Apple TV, and on the website, RealSportsLive.com. It's all the sporting action you can ever want, and it's right here on Real Sports.
Anything to do with your favorite teams, then Sports Fans on 111 East Jackson in Harlingen is the stop to make. Fully licensed pro and college team collectibles and an assortment that grows each and every day.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Xavier. This is Sarge, and we're the owners of King Cuts Barbershop, and this is the King Cuts crew.
Welcome to King Cuts.
We specialize in all kinds of men's cuts and hair designs. Keep yourself groomed. We'll take care of the rest. King Cuts, where fresh cuts are served daily.
Business owners, get your message out, whether it's on the platforms of Valley TV and Real Sports Live combined. That means you get exposure 24 hours a day throughout the year and during live broadcasts at an affordable price just for you. You can't do better than this. We've got great numbers. They're growing every day across the Rio Grande Valley, into Corpus Christi, into Laredo, into South San Antonio. Your business, not as a sponsor, but as an advertiser, getting direct results. Again, it's Real Sports Live and Valley TV, a great team bringing you great coverage.
So we're back live, courtside with Freddy Heredia on RealSportsLive.com at the 2018 Summer Camp Basketball Camp presented by CC Win High School. Coach Paulo Valero, the head basketball coach for the CC Win Thunder and Mavericks. As we had some last words, some parting words. He's on his way back. He just concluded the camp, talked to the kids, and talked to them about what they learned today at the camp. And it's kind of one of those things where as a broadcaster and as somebody that loves to follow sports, when you have coaches that are very involved in the community, when they're very involved in what they do, as we get Coach back in here real quick to kind of finish the broadcast, as we're live on 6 different platforms now. On Twitter, we're on Periscope, so if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, it's at Real Sports Live. We got, of course, our YouTube channel. Subscribe to Real RIO Sports Live. Go to our YouTube channel, Facebook Live. Follow us, like us, and share us. Real RIO Sports Live. Roku TV, Apple TV, I mean, there's different ways now with the with technology. You can catch us at home or on the go. We're still developing maybe a mobile app later.
Wow.
So, Coach, as you parted for the day, you talked to the campers. You kind of I overheard some of the things that you talked about. Just some of the things that you wanted to touch on, as far as the coaches said that the energy level, the attention, as far as the paying attention and doing the drills, but
that's really important, man. That these kids are coachable and they want to be coached. Really a lot. The community wants to grow in the basketball perspective. It's the resources. Do we have the resources? Do we have the manpower? And little by little, we're getting there. And so it's going to continue to grow. Just like basketball is growing worldwide.
Yeah, exactly. Coach, you excited for the upcoming season, the upcoming year? I know we're just I know it's summer months already, and you're looking forward to 2.5, well, actually 2 months of break, because you go into August 6th. August 6th is the first 2 days.
Right.
So
It's not much of a break. I mean, look at where I'm at right now, right?
Exactly. But again, you do it for the kids, you do it for the community, and that doesn't take away from anything else. But I mean, Frank Rios talked highly about you. We Coach Villarreal, Byrne, Coach John Byrne, all these guys that were here. They talk very highly about what your program is going to become, and they see that enthusiasm, they see that fire in you, they see that same intensity that you had with the girls, and I know that the boys are going to be successful this year.
It hasn't been easy, man. And it's to change from one program to the other, and having to, after 1 year, after all the energy, all the effort was drained out of me, in our playoff run, to then say I'm going to go to another program and do the same thing, it was tough.
Yeah.
That was mentally draining. I would fall asleep at 9:30 at night, when I would get home, because I was just mentally tired every day. I was exhausted. Come April, when I got the job, it was tough. It was real tough. But I made sure the reason why it was so tough was because I was bringing that energy every single day, bringing the effort, getting the schedule ready, talking to parents, just doing all the things that are behind the scenes that people aren't used to, and the players aren't used to. And I'm bringing it, and we did 2 different fundraisers, right off the bat between April 15th and now we've done 2 different fundraisers, and our booster club is doing a great job, and it takes a community to have a successful program.
Exactly, and I'm excited. I'm excited for what RealSportsLive.com and Real Sports Live Southwest is going to be able to do, because we're going to cover. We went from covering 2 high schools predominantly, which is CC Win and Eagle Pass, to now we're going to grow to 32 high schools in the area. And
that's great that they're giving you guys the rights. I mean, I know last year they were fighting for the rights, and some schools wouldn't want to give rights.
Yeah, some schools were saying no.
Come on, man.
But they
all
see,
about the kids.
Yeah, it's all about the kids. If UIL, especially UIL, if UIL says, it's for the kids, and they're always doing it for the kids, then we are doing it for that too. We want to make sure, because again, the exposure, unless you make it deep in the playoffs, there's not very many recruiters out there recruiting. Unless you do the basketball year round, or the football year round, or the baseball year round, or softball year round, nobody takes a look at you. But if we have this platform where they can go back and maybe somebody catch a YouTube video or catch a glimpse or two, then say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go see what this kid's all about, or what this athlete's all about. But Coach, thank you for inviting me. 2018 summer basketball camp, brought to you by Vagu, with 2 great locations downtown. Get your Ray-Bans, get your Versace, Oakleys,
all that good stuff.
Also, they're located at they have a new location at the mall, so make sure you guys Mall de Los Águilas.
Real quick, Freddy, I want to thank all the coaches that came down, especially Coach Villarreal, Michael Villarreal. I want to thank Frank Rios. I mean, these guys, they came down from Alice, and came down from West Texas, and they did it for our community. I want to thank all the coaches that are local. We got Juan Castilla just graduated. We got where are they at?
They're around.
I guess they're all over the place, right?
Yeah,
they're working. We have Brandon Bermea, Chris Paredes, Neto Fuentes with the law firm.
Yeah,
and he gave us a big donation too, man.
There you go.
We got a lot of guys. One thing that I'm going to say with this clinic, there's a lot of great clinics, and there's a clinic called PGC. It stands for Point Guard Clinic. I guarantee you that with the amount of point guards that we have here right now, with Michael Villarreal, with Juan Castilla, with Brandon Bermea, and the 4th point guard, Chris Paredes. These 4 point guards, as coaches and coaching the kids, you do not need to take your kids to San Marcos. You do not need to take them to San Antonio. Bring them here.
You still have spots available.
We still have spots available. Bring them here. They're going to get coached by the best. And then take them to San Marcos. And then take them to San Antonio. But I guarantee you, they're going to get the same type of coaching for a lot less, and it's local here in our community.
There you go. So that you still have spots available tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Still, the camp goes on for 3 more days. Make sure you guys come on by CC Win Main Gymnasium. They are here early, so make sure you come in. I don't know if are you going to give them a discount for the 3 days?
Yes. You know what? No, let me tell you this. I'm going to give this as a special radio discount. You tell me you listen to this on
Facebook Live,
on Facebook Live, Real Sports Live Southwest. Come in tomorrow and we'll give you half off on the price. We'll give you $30 for the camp. We'll include the T-shirt. We'll include the snacks and let your kids get better.
You heard it. You heard it here on RealSportsLive.com. Real Sports Live Southwest. Courtside. Coach said $30 for the rest of the week. You still get your T-shirt. You still get snacks. 8 to 12. That is right. 2018 Summer Basketball Camp brought to you by Coach Valero and the Thundering Mavericks from CC Win High School. So from all of us here, Coach Valero.
Thank you, sir.
Coach Villarreal and everybody, Coach Byrne. I'm Freddy Heredia.
Coach Valero.
Coach Valero. I'm Freddy Heredia. RealSportsLive.com. Courtside. So we see you again next time at the Dos Amigos
Football
Clinic on Thursday. Thank you. Good day.